Hey, 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 good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight, and welcome to another episode of Relax Well with Dr. Dietrich, America's relaxation doctor. So, y'all, tonight I'm just beyond myself. I have a very special guest. I have a very special episode tonight, and I am going to be joined with Dr. Monique May, physician in the kitchen. This is such a great time. Hey, so please tag folks to come on in right now, and we're gonna get started in a few moments. And I just wanted to let y'all know, maybe you did or maybe you didn't know, that March is actually National Nutrition Awareness Month, right? And the purpose of this month is to help the public be made aware of the importance of good nutrition and eating more healthful foods. So let's see who's coming in. I see Kasali coming in. I see some watchers coming in. So please keep in mind, I'm gonna do my best to acknowledge y'all, but if y'all don't say something on Be Live, I can't really tell. So I'm gonna be looking at my phone too to see if anybody else is here. But this is National Nutrition Month. So for those of y'all who are out there, please hit replay, put hashtag replay if you watch it on the replay. But those of y'all who know me, you may or may not know that I actually became vegetarian a little over 2 years ago. Yes, thank you. But the one thing that I've come to know and understand, yes, I'm a doctor, I understand that, but through my own health and my own weight issue, that just because, it's not animal based and is vegetarian doesn't make it healthy. You see what I mean? So you can literally be an unhealthy vegetarian, okay? And I mean, the sugar, candy, desserts, I mean, they don't have meat in it, but they add on the pounds, they add on the inflammation, they add on the joint pain and all that stuff. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just sharing a moment. But, being a vegan, and that's actually eliminating all, animal byproducts, is where I really want to head in my health journey. To, of course, help improve my health, lose some weight, just to feel better without the inflammation and the pain. And that's why I'm just so happy and besides myself to bring in this special guest tonight and fellow physician, Dr. Monique Bay, also known as Physician in the Kitchen. And let's say hello right now. Hey, Doc, welcome again. And, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dietrich, for having me. I am beside myself to be a guest on your show, so thank you, and thank you to your subscribers, to whoever's watching us. I hope this half hour or 45 minutes, however long we spend together, is helpful to you, and you're able to take something into your next day and do better. And I
Oh,
do want to just give a disclaimer, if I may, that this
uh,
information is for entertainment purposes only. This is not meant to diagnose, treat, or prevent any cure. Any recommendations I may make, please do take up with your personal physician.
excellent. Thank you for that disclaimer. Okay, so what I would love for you to do before we get started is to actually tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and what you're actually going to be preparing tonight, because you are a physician in the kitchen.
Right, that's right. Well, yes, I am. So, and again, thank you for this opportunity. So, I wanted to just say who I am. I am Dr. Monique. I'm a board certified family physician for over 20 years. Every time I say that, I'm just like, um, but through my meal delivery service, my best-selling book, Meal Masters: Your Simple Guide to Modern Day Meal Planning, and my online cooking classes, I help busy households enjoy healthy eating without impacting their hectic schedules. And as Dr. Dietrich mentioned, we're almost out of March. Can you believe it? But March
No,
is National Nutrition Month. And as she said, it really is, the purpose of that is to increase awareness of healthier food choices as well as physical activity. So those two things together. And I want to say kudos and thank you to you, Dr. Dietrich, for being transparent and sharing part of your journey and part of your challenges with us. So thank you for that. That can't be easy. So thank you for doing
no,
that.
thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So before, tell us what you're going to be making
So
tonight.
yes, so
Mhm.
tonight I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to make jackfruit. So you probably have heard of it. It's kind of all the rage right now. So jackfruit is actually, just as the name implies, a fruit, but it is a wonderful meat replacement. For those of you who are vegan or vegetarian and looking for a meat replacement, we've got just what you need. And I have to tell you that I am vegan-ish, and I call it that. I actually have a blog on my website, drmoniquemay.com, where I talk about vegan-ish, a physician's journey toward a more plant-based, toward more plant-based meals. I don't like to say the word diet. Diet is it's a four-letter word to me, and
Yeah.
so because it tends to, I think of it, I put it in two categories. Like if it's got a big D, it's the bad word. If it's little d, it's the good word. And by that I mean, when you think about these fad diets, right? The South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, those are, capital letters because they're brand names or
Mhm.
so to speak. But so that, and then, that's something you can do short term to get into that wedding dress or look good for your high school reunion. But what happens when you stop those things? You gain the weight back. And so that's why it's a four-letter word. But diet, smaller, lowercase, is of course what you eat day to day. And so if you keep it in that context, then it's okay to use that. So today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make jackfruit and how versatile it is. And then we're also going to do a quick pickling. We're going to pickle some red cabbage and some red onion because you can't have barbecue, pulled pork or barbecue sandwich without either coleslaw or some pickled onions. So instead of coleslaw, we're going to kind of do a little bit of a mashup and do do pickled and cabbage and onion instead.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Um,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're gonna be making this pulled jackfruit like barbecue, right? Okay. And I actually have to admit that up until a few months ago, I really didn't know much about it. Um, and kind of looking at it, it can seem a little bit intimidating. It just looks like a big monster, you know what I mean? But but actually at my job, they have a wonderful chef there, and he's been making vegan and vegetarian dishes for us, and he's been using jackfruit a lot. And I'm like, well, it's really not too bad. And so that's why I'm even more happy that you're gonna come on here and demonstrate this other alternative. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Hats off to the chef at your job. If he's using if he's using fresh jackfruit, he's a better man than me because the fresh jackfruit. If you've never seen it, it is this huge. It's actually the largest tree fruit on earth, and it grows up to 80 pounds, and they're green, and they literally are. I've seen them in the grocery store. They're green, they're kind of prickly on the outside. They're not cute. So
Yeah.
I don't mess with that. Plus I hear they are a mess to kind of cut up. They're sticky, and
Okay.
I don't do that. I use the canned version. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys tonight. Yeah, maybe
Okay.
one day I'll get up the nerve, but right now, no. So it's actually native to southern India, but it's also been found in other countries, and it kind of, yeah, it's just kind of taken over, or taken us by storm because it is so versatile. I've made a curry with it. I'm looking forward to making a pot pie with it, and I've even made crab cakes with it. So it's really versatile.
Wow.
It is. It's super versatile. And I had a virtual dinner party a few weeks ago for my mom and my best friends, and and I made the crab cake, the jack cake, I guess I should call it, and they were like, there's no crab meat in this. So like, no, there's no crab meat. The whole thing is plant based.
That's amazing.
So it's and that's what I'm a food nerd. And so when I get to kind of transform, kind of comfort food or old favorites and make it with either beans or something else, and people are like, what are you saying to me right now? I get super
Wow.
jazzed because my kitchen is my lab. It's my happy place. I'll be in here, creating and mixing up stuff, and so it's fun to see what comes of it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's wonderful. Let me just give a couple of hellos to some more people joining. I see
Sure.
Katrina. Thank you so much. And I see Dr. Kadisha. Woohoo. Thank you for sharing as well. And Katrina says, I hear jackfruit is a really healthy food too. Yes, it has some excellent minerals and vitamins in there. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. But thank you very
Exactly,
much for
exactly.
joining. So, Dr. Monique, before you get started, just real quickly, because you know this is Relax Well with Dr. Dietrich, I always like to ask my guests, what do you like to do to relax?
I'm so glad you asked that. If you couldn't tell, being in the kitchen is actually relaxing. Unless I'm working on a recipe that I just cannot crack. then my stress level probably goes up a little bit. But generally speaking, I love being in my kitchen. I am a kitchen gadget junkie. You name it, pretty much if it's a gadget, I've got it. So I use my stuff. My mom said the other day, she's like, you've actually used this stuff. Like, some people buy you order something on as seen on TV and then they stick it somewhere and never use it. No, my stuff gets touched and gets used.
Wow.
Um, but I also like to exercise, and I'm a huge, massage person. I need somebody to lay hands on
Oh,
me. So my feet, my scalp, it's been difficult, of course, with COVID, but I'm all for the self pampering, hashtag self care Saturday, all of it. I'm here for all of that. So travel when we're allowed to go back outside, and go outside of our immediate areas. I will be on the plane somewhere. So all of that.
oh, well, I love it. I love it. And I can definitely understand where you're coming from. For me, my favorite relaxation is being near the water, in the water, just looking at the water. It totally calms me down. And then, like you, massage therapy. I love it. So definitely good. So I'm actually going to go ahead and let you get started. And
Yes,
you go ahead and just let us know what you're doing. And I'll ask a couple of
I
questions
am.
here and there.
So
Okay?
that sounds like a plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt my camera down so
Okay.
that you guys can see what I'm doing. But before I do that, the person who asked about the health benefits, thank you very much. You get a gold star because you teed me up, for me to knock the ball in. But so yes, jackfruit, because it's a fruit, it's tons of health benefits. It has most of the minerals and vitamins that you need. It's a great source of carbs, and it also is a wonderful source of protein. It has probably more protein than any other fruit, as well as fiber. So
Isn't
what
that
I'm going to
something?
do, it really is, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that means for your health. But this is what it looks like in the can. So so this is brine. So this is the processed and canned jackfruit, and it's packed in brine. So we want to rinse that off. So brine means salt. So we're going to rinse that off. So what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and get this in the oven. Is I'm going to go ahead and dump this in. So I'm going to use a strainer, colander, and just pour this into a bowl. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to step off camera for just a moment and just rinse this off. And I'm going to just break this up with my fingers. Nothing fancy at all. It's going to be really coarse because we want it, again, to look like pulled pork. And when you see how it looks like that, you'll be amazed. Give me one moment.
Oh, good. And so, y'all, we're here with Dr. Monique. She's prepared a pulled jackfruit dish for tonight, and it's something that's, of course, going to help you be more healthy. It's going to be fun. It's going more along more with plant-based diets or plant-based eating, and I'm just so happy that she's here. So she's preparing this jackfruit dish for us.
So as you see, I'm just pulling this apart and look at the
Uh,
flesh of this fruit. It looks like pulled pork.
it does.
Um, so when I make my crab cakes with it, I like it to look more like lump crab meat, and so for that I'll pop it into my food processor, and oops, and let my food processor do the work. And I could do that here too, but I'm going to use the food processor for the cabbage, so I'm going to just do this part with my hand. So I'm just breaking this up into pieces, and what I'm going to do, I have a sheet pan prepared with a piece of wax paper, excuse me, not wax paper, parchment paper, because I'm putting it in the oven. You do not want to put wax paper in the oven. It can catch on fire and melt and all that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so parchment, they're not the same. You don't want to use, if you're baking, you want to use parchment. So you can use aluminum foil, but if you're trying to cut back on, your aluminum foil exposure, then you can do parchment paper. And I'm just going to put this in here, bake it for about 15 minutes at 350. And the reason I bake mine, I like to dry it out a little bit because I like it to be more like pork. When you're substituting, you want the substitution to feel as much or look and taste as much as the original, right? So if I were to just make this right now, which you certainly can, it's really what your preference is. But for me, it's a little too soft. And so I find that when
Uh-huh.
I dry it out a little bit, it gets a little more like pork texture. So that's good.
To
So
me,
see
to
how
me,
I've just
also it looks kind of like chicken, like pulled, like
it
shredded
does.
chicken
It
too.
does. It
Uh
sure
huh.
does. It can be whatever you want. Now the fresh fruit itself or the it has a sweet taste. They say it tastes like, and I have not had it, but they say it tastes like, apples and banana, pineapple, that kind of thing. Um, this in this form has really a bland taste. So it's
Mm.
really a blank slate that you can create on. And so
Let
here
me
it
just
is.
say
I'm just kind
hi
of
real
laid
quick to
out.
Victoria. Thanks for watching, Victoria, and tuning in. Okay.
So this is it. This is all I've done. I'm not
Wow.
even seasoning it. I'm just gonna put this in the oven for 15 minutes. And my oven is already on, so it won't take long.
Excellent. So,
And
Dr. Monique, I have a quick
uh,
question from Katrina.
sure.
Can you hear me? It says,
Yeah.
now in a grocery store, what aisle do you find cans of jackfruit? Because, I mean, I don't know.
That is a great question. I get mine from Trader Joe's, and so it's in the aisle with the other canned stuff. I don't know the exact, but I think it's in the same aisle with like the olives and other canned food. In your local grocery store, depending, I don't, where you are regionally, I would just ask someone because they also have it frozen. So you may be, if you can't
Oh,
find it canned, you may be able to find it in the frozen section. So I would just ask at customer service. So
okay.
they can tell you. So let me set my timer. And so while this is going, we're going to go ahead and work on we're going to do a quick pickle. And so we're going to do a quick pickle of cabbage. So I've got some red cabbage and a red
Ooh,
onion. So one of my hashtags is hashtag eat your colors. When you go in the produce aisle of the grocery store, there's so many beautiful, vibrant colors, and those all have health benefits. Those are phytochemicals. They've got big fancy names. But what you basically need to know is the more colors, the better, because those are antioxidants. They have anti-inflammatory products. They help decrease the risk for chronic heart disease, diabetes. They help with joint inflammation. You name it. Skin, help to improve your skin, which actually jackfruit has that benefit. So the more color you can get, if something comes in a colored variety, go for the color. So like, say for example, cauliflower. If you have access to yellow or purple cauliflower instead of the white, go for that because those colors
oh,
are health benefits. Those are minerals and vitamins. So not only are they prettier, they're healthier for you. So what
excellent.
we're going to do is to make a pickle. So what we're basically going to do is, and I'm gonna put a plug in here for recycling. So don't throw away those glass jars. This was a uh, tomato sauce. This was pasta sauce, spaghetti
Hmm.
sauce. I just soak it in water to get the label to peel off, and I keep it. Because for Christmas, I actually asked for mason jars. I know who does that,
Ah!
but I wanted I wanted mason jars for Christmas, and my mom could not find them big enough. Like they were kind of maybe half the size. I was like, you know what? I get these like a package of these, like three of these from like Costco or whatever. Just save them because I'm going to use this to pickle my cabbage and onion. I also recycle if you've got glass jelly jars. These make wonderful containers for whatever that you are making. They're wonderful for meal prep. So don't throw those away. Plus, they're healthier for you um, than plastic. The BPA, the chemicals in plastic, are actually not
Yeah,
healthy. They can have behavioral effects in children. There's some thought that it could be carcinogenic or increase the risk for cancer. So this is a spice jar that I had. Just be sure to save those. And like for example, here's one here that I minced. This is my own minced garlic.
oh,
So
uh-huh.
mince my own garlic, and this is a jelly jar that I repurposed. So if you got those glass jars, hold on to them. So all right, so let's go ahead and start our pickle. So what I'm going to do is this is about half of a head of cabbage. So I'm going to put in my pot here, and I'll adjust the camera in just a moment. I'm going to do about half a cup of apple cider vinegar, and about a half a cup of water. Now, of course, you can do whatever. If you like yours really kind of briny, or not briny, but really tangy, you would, add more vinegar. Then I'm also going to add a sweetener, and for that, we're going to use some maple syrup. So all I'm starting off with right now is some maple syrup and vinegar and a little bit of salt. And I'm going to do about a quarter cup maple syrup and about a pinch of my kosher salt. Okay, and we're going to let this come to a simmer. And to that, I'm going to just add whatever spices really that you want. I'm
Uh-huh.
going to use some black peppercorns and some pink peppercorns. I'm going to add some fennel seed. I'm going to add some dill. And I'm also going to add some garlic cloves and some star anise. Star anise is, it's just, if you probably have seen it in the store, it's in the same
Oh,
family as, yeah, and it smells wonderful. It's in the same family as dill and fennel, and also has hints of cumin. So that is great to have and throw in a pot if you are wanting to do your own pickling. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to cook this over medium heat until this starts to come to a simmer. And then let me go ahead and add in my, go ahead and add it in. I'm talking about them. I might as well go ahead and add them in. So this, and this is going to just give it that flavor that you need for pickling. Excuse you. Hello.
Hi.
My son just got in from work. All right. So we're going to give this a quick stir. He used to hate to get on camera. Now, it's almost like, excuse me. All right. So hopefully you guys can see that. It's already starting to smell good because of that garlic. Um,
I
and
mean,
we're
you
going to just
can't
let
go wrong
these.
with garlic. I love
You
garlic.
you really can't. You really can't. And I'm even gonna put. I'm gonna up my game, and I'm even gonna put a little bit of ginger in here. I've never pickled with ginger before, but
Oh,
ginger and garlic, that combo right there alone,
oh yeah.
the anti-inflammatory effect of those two, the antioxidant effect, they boost your immune system. That garlic and ginger, you can't go wrong. Plus, your kitchen just
Oh
smells
yeah.
wonderful. So we're gonna let this kind of just hang out. So we've got our jackfruit going, and we've got our the base for our pickling here, and we're gonna let this just kind of hang out. And then we'll get started on actually making our barbecue sauce. So the other thing I want to show you guys too,
Ooh.
I neglected to mention, is to show you how easy it is to make barbecue sauce. And you may say, "Oh my gosh, that tastes good already, guys. That already tastes delicious." Um,
Wow.
yes, I like to hang out in the kitchen, and I realize that not everybody has time or the desire to do so. But if you pick a day, say you pick Sunday
Hmm.
as your meal prep day, your meal planning, your meal prepping day, you would be amazed and just pleasantly surprised how easy it is to make your own dressing, salad dressings, barbecue sauce. Cut out all that garbage that's in if you look at a bottle, if you read a label, it'll make you like, scream because the high fructose corn syrup alone that's in ketchup, that's in barbecue sauce. When you make your own, you mix all that. Same thing
Hmm.
with salad dressings. The sodium. You're controlling all that content, and it
Yeah,
it
and the
just it
preservatives
tastes,
too.
and the
Hmm.
preservatives and the
Hmm.
dyes, the color, and
Hmm.
it just tastes better. It just really tastes better. So while this is going, I'm going to go ahead and shred my cabbage so that by the time that is ready to go, then we can just pour that, because the idea is that we're going to pour the hot liquid over the cabbage. Okay.
Okay. All
So
right.
let's show you. So can you guys see my food processor?
I can.
This is a must. If you get nothing else, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I actually got this from Walmart, believe it or not. Um, but food processors really do help. So what we're gonna do is shred this. We're gonna go ahead and shred this, and the food processor is gonna do the work. If you don't have a food processor though, you can still do this with one of these. So a box grater, they call them box graters. You
Oh,
can
uh-huh.
shred cabbage with one of these. So, all right. So let's go ahead and lock this in. And I'm going to shred. I've got a little bit of a leftover onion that I don't want to go to waste. So I'm going to put this in here. It's a little noisy. I do apologize. And I'm just feeding this down in this chute and let it do its thing. piece here. Right. So let me show you what. Oop, didn't quite get all of it. So basically, to prep the cabbage, I just peeled off those tough outer leaves first.
Okay.
So here is what it looks like.
Beautiful.
So I
Somebody asked
shredded
the
it.
Dr. Monique, somebody asked the question, do you ever use already shredded cabbage? Like you can do that in a bag,
Yep,
or is it
of
best to
course.
just do that?
You can certainly do it. I throw no shade on anybody. Whatever helps you get healthy meals on the table, I'm that is fine. Um, Yes, you certainly can. You certainly can buy the pre shredded cabbage if you want to get the mix. The coleslaw mix with the usually it has a couple of types of green cabbage, purple cabbage,
Yeah,
maybe onions and
the
carrots.
carrot.
That's
Uh-huh,
fine.
uh-huh.
hmm But
Okay.
and actually, it's funny. I actually shredded this. I probably could have sliced this to make it bigger, but either way, this is just a finer just another way of doing it. So that's ready to go. So now I'm just waiting for my pickling liquid to come to a simmer. It's almost there. And I'm going to just pour this over it into this mason jar. So let's scoop this out.
So y'all, if y'all want to ask questions, please do. We got Dr.
Yes.
Monique here, and I wanted to say hi to Carolina. Thanks for joining. Thanks for all y'all for tuning in tonight. Okay, this
So
looks
look
so
how this
interesting. This is so fun.
it is. And it's purple, which is my favorite color. So, I'm happy. I'm a child of the 70s. I had the easy
Uh-huh.
bake oven, and you could not tell me I was not a gourmet making my little cake out of a box. So, here we are 45 years later, and I'm actually, making something healthy. So go figure. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit more in here. So you see, a little bit goes a long way. That was about a half of a head of
Yeah,
cabbage.
yeah.
And this is a large jar. This jar is 16 ounces. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I love it. I love my little mismatched jars. I've got jars of all shapes and sizes, and I love it. All right. So, so you see my pickling solution has come to a simmer. And so what I'm going to do is if you want to strain all that out, I'm going to keep it in there because that's still flavor. So I'm going to just pour that right into my jar. So I'm right-handed, guys. So I'm going to have to do it this way, and then I'll turn it and show you guys. But it smells delicious.
That's really interesting. Nice.
So actually, I'm going to top it off with a little bit more vinegar. Got a little bit more cabbage and vinegar. There we go. And put my lid on. And I'm going to shake it up a little bit. But that's it. So this is how you pickle your own. You can do cucumbers, you can do carrots, you can do whatever tomatoes, you can do it yourself. So we're going to let that hang out while we get the rest of this together. And we've got about 2 minutes left on that jackfruit. So let's go ahead and start making our barbecue sauce.
Ooh.
So for this, and you definitely want to have everything in place, right? Whenever you are cooking, it's best to kind of have everything and ready to go. So this is about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to bring that up to a medium heat. And literally, guys, this is like, I don't know, 7 or 8 ingredients maybe
Hmm.
for this barbecue sauce. And this again, you can make this your own. I'm showing you a basic recipe, but by no means is this the only recipe. One of the instructors at Peloton, I have a Peloton bike, and one of the instructors, his thing is he makes suggestions, and we make decisions. So that's all a recipe is. It's a list of suggestions, and you can make the decision on what to
That's a
do.
good way of looking at it. I never thought about it that
Yeah.
way.
I know, right? I heard that, so I'm gonna use that. All right. So while this is coming up to heat, so all I'm going to do is start my base with some chopped yellow onion. So I've already, this is about one medium-sized onion, and we're going to let that start to get toasty. And then, so we're going to cook this for about 5 minutes or so, just to let those onions start to soften up. And this, again, this goes quickly as well. This is not a really long recipe. This is something that it can be made on a weeknight. Say if you've done your meal prep for the week, but you want something a little different midweek. It's Wednesday, Thursday. You want something different. You don't want to do takeout. This is a wonderful recipe because this comes together literally in minutes. Oh, sorry, it smells so good. Onions and garlic.
Oh,
You can't go wrong. You just can't. All right. So we're going to let this start to do its thing. And we'll talk a little bit more about jackfruit, if that's okay, Dr. Dietrich.
oh,
Is that
certainly.
okay? So, as I mentioned earlier, it is because it's a fruit. It has that's the jackfruit itself. Hold on one second. Oh, it looks perfect. Perfect. Yes. So that is what it looks like
There we go.
from the oven for about 15 minutes at 350. So that just brings it out a little bit more, makes it a little, like I said, a little tougher. I don't know if that's the right
Mhm.
word, but a little bit more like meat. So I'm going to sit this over to the side because we're not ready for it just yet. So let's give our onions a stir. Okay. So with the jackfruit, the benefits of it, because it has such high fiber content, it is actually thought to have, it has a low glycemic index. And what that means is the glycemic index, or GI for short, is the amount that your blood sugar goes up after a meal. So foods that have a high glycemic index are going to make your sugar spike. And then hours or so later, it's going to come down and you're feeling fatigued, cranky, hungry, stuff that you don't want. Your sugars are all over the place. So for diabetics, that can be bad because it's difficult to get their sugars under control. So numbers or foods with low glycemic indexes have very little impact on those surges and spikes in your sugar.
The sugars. Okay.
And and your sugar stays really relatively well controlled. And because of the fiber content, we know that when you eat fiber, what happens? You feel full
You're
longer.
fuller, stronger.
It's exactly, and you have a more sustained release of energy or nutrients, which can be helpful in weight loss. So the interesting thing I found when I was researching this is that diabetics who are on medication who eat quite a bit of jackfruit may actually need their medicines reduced. And again, to have this discussion with your doctor. But what they have found is that they may need less medicine because the jackfruit is helping to control their sugars. So if that's not a wonderful example of food as medicine, I don't know what is.
Oh, I know. It
So
just that's a great point too, because along with being vegetarian and whatnot, like I was saying before, there's lots of foods that are out there that are vegetarian or vegan but have high glycemic indexes. So this is like a great meeting point where it's something that's healthy and doesn't really spike your sugars too dramatically. So that's great.
exactly. So those onions are starting to caramelize or release their little bit of their own sugar and starting to brown for me here. So I'm gonna go ahead now and add in my spices. So I've got some chili powder. I've got some smoked paprika. Actually, that's the chili powder. The first one was the smoked paprika. And I'm going to add in some garlic. So
Woohoo!
again, like you said, you can never have too much garlic. I guess no no
You just
no
can't.
no vampires here. I'm putting in about a teaspoon, a heaping teaspoon. And the thing when you're cooking with garlic is it does not take long, about 30 seconds. Once you smell that garlic, stop cooking it because it's telling you it's done. Once it becomes fragrant, you don't need to cook it. And I'm starting to smell it, so that's pretty much it. All right. Now we're going to add in our, I've got some more apple cider vinegar. I buy it by like the jug because I use a lot of it.
Mhm.
I've got some maple syrup. So this, if you like a sweet barbecue sauce, we're using maple syrup for that sweetener and not sugar. And then tomato paste.
Oh,
And this is
okay.
about a quarter cup of tomato paste. And just a little plug about tomato paste. So tomatoes, I can't say enough about them. Tomatoes are like just little powerhouses of
Yeah.
goodness. So keep them in your pantry in some shape, form, or other, whether it's tomato paste, whether it's canned tomatoes, because actually canning tomatoes actually makes them healthier for you. That's one of those processed foods that's actually good for you. It actually increases the concentration of the lycopene, which is the plant protein that helps prevent certain types of cancers like prostate and colon. So, and then if you wanted, you can put a little bit of water in here. We can thin this out just a little bit.
Can you put the camera down just a tad bit more, a little bit more?
Sure. Thank you for
So
telling
see
me.
part of the
Yes.
skillet. There
How's
you go.
is
That's
that
better.
is
There
that
you go.
better?
There you go.
Okay. Thank you. So see how we're just gonna let this all come together here, and I am gonna add some hickory liquid smoke. So this has low sodium, and this is gonna give it that little bit of that, hickory barbecue taste. And we're gonna add some spicy brown mustard. Help thicken it up. Help thicken it up. So we're gonna do about a teaspoon of mustard. For you, Dr. Dietrich, and your viewers, who can tell me why mustard is yellow? What makes mustard yellow?
Oh,
What
that's a good
what?
question. Y'all out there,
Yeah.
y'all who's listening, y'all know why mustard is yellow.
What spice? It's a natural spice that everyone should have in their spice cabinet, but it makes mustard yellow. Who gets
Dr.
surprised
Dietrich
tonight?
does not know. I wonder if any of my viewers know.
And no cheating, no grabbing a
I
jar of
know. I'm like,
mustard and
look at
looking at the
him and
back.
I won't. I won't cheat.
Let's take a quick taste of this and see how this is tasting. And any takers out there?
I don't think there's any. No idea. Somebody says no idea what makes mustard yellow.
Oh my goodness, this is so good. I'm gonna add a little tiny pinch of salt. I don't add a lot of salt to my cooking because I do have high blood pressure. But
Hmm.
little bit to bring the flavors together is okay. Okay. Well, if no one knows, turmeric.
Oh,
Turmeric is what makes mustard yellow. And
okay.
turmeric is right up there with ginger and garlic as far as
Yes.
anti-inflammatory,
Yeah.
it's antioxidant. It's also got antibacterial, antiviral,
I
you
take
name
my
it.
turmeric. I sure do.
There you go. There you go. So now I'm just adding in that jackfruit. And guess what?
Oh,
We're going to cook this for like a few minutes and we are done.
that's amazing.
Is this not amazing? And so when I do, just one more word about turmeric. I tell y'all, I'm such a food nerd. Dr. Dietrich may never have me back on because I could go on and on. But I make a cauliflower rice stir fry. Let me turn this down because I don't want my sauce to burn off here. Um, and I use tofu in place of the scrambled egg, and I season the tofu with turmeric, so it looks like scrambled egg because it's yellow. So cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna put a little water in here to kind of thin out my sauce just a little bit, but this is pretty much done. And does this not look like pulled pork?
I mean, I'm not even there, and my mouth is watering.
I wish I wish I could get it to you. I
I
really do.
know.
So, I mean, basically, you're just stirring this up to heat it through. And since I had already baked it, it doesn't really need much more than that. And again, let me just taste it one more time to make sure that my seasonings are correct. But you're not going to tell me this does not compare favorably with a pulled pork, with pulled pork. And let's just taste it. Mm, it could actually use a little bit more of the smokiness. This liquid smoke stuff is great. And that's dinner. We're
I
gonna
mean, that's so wonderful, and it doesn't seem like it's too stressful to make. Maybe the family can
no,
pitch in. One person does the pickled slaw. Somebody
exactly.
else. Yeah, I think that would be an excellent meal, and it's not too challenging, and it seems fun. It looks delicious, and it's healthy.
Exactly.
Woo-hoo.
And so of course we're talking about pulled pork. So typically we have it on a big old bun, maybe slathered with some butter and toasted. I don't have any buns, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna go buy a bun. I'm going to use what I have, which is butterhead lettuce. So we're doing a really vegan, healthy take on this. But just a plug about why I chose this lettuce. I don't know about you, but lettuce in my house can go bad if you don't
Quickly.
eat it very quickly.
Uh-huh.
Butterhead lettuce, where it still is on the root, this lasts much longer. I mean, I'm talking like at least like 2 weeks because
Oh.
it's still attached to the root. So with this, I just pull it off as I'm ready to use it, rinse it off, and there we go. So
Oh.
I've had this for 2 weeks because my son took chicken salad sandwiches for lunch. Yeah, it was the last week, and off of this head of lettuce. So
Wow.
and here
That's
we
really
are, almost
great.
to Thursday. Exactly. So I'm gonna just peel off a couple of pieces and rinse them off and plate this up.
I mean, that's a great idea. That can be the quote bun. You know what I mean? You don't have to
It's
have
awesome.
the gluten and whatnot and the sugar from the bread, and that would make it even more better.
Exactly.
Is that a phrase, more
Ex-
better? But you know what I mean, better.
I know what you mean. So there was a Spike Lee movie called Mo Better. So it's all good. It's all good. All right. So let's get a plate. We eat with our eyes first, right? So you want to make that plate pretty
Hey
and
Nancy, thanks for
appetizing,
joining.
pretty and appetizing. And no matter how many of these cooking demos I do, it never fails that I forget to get something, right? Like I'm like, I think of everything, but like, oh, I needed that. So had to get my spoon. So oh, so sorry. Let me adjust my camera.
Yeah,
You guys don't want to
there
look
we
at me.
go.
You want to
Oh,
see
look
the
at that.
food. And we're gonna grab some of our pickled goodness here. And so I leave the peppercorns in there, I leave the garlic in here, and I'm just gonna, pull out what I want, what I need. Let's see, probably best to use a.
And y'all who are joining late, please make sure you go back and watch the replay and put a hashtag replay in the comments. There's some great information that's being shared. And Katrina says that, wow, interesting. Butterhead lettuce lasts so long. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
It
And then
does,
now
yeah.
that's some good eating right there. Absolutely.
That's right, because it stays on the stem there. All right. So that actually kind of fell apart because I probably should have I shredded it instead of slicing it, but it still comes out delicious.
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna taste
excellent.
this now. So let's give this a taste, and we'll get a little bit of the tart from the pickled cabbage, the sweet and smoky from the jackfruit. Mm. Oh my goodness, you guys! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I can't
It's
share this
like,
with you.
ah.
This is so good, and this is
Well,
like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, speaking of, I know we need to see this recipe or something, so we can make it at home. So I actually have it, y'all, and I am going to be posting it. But in the meantime, I mean, do you have like some type of information you want to share, or how can we get a hold of you, or do you have any classes or anything that we can
Yes,
learn more about you and what you're doing?
yes to all of the above. You can follow me. I'm on all social media at Physician in the Kitchen, and I'm also under Dr. Monique May. I tend to post more of the food stuff on Physician in the Kitchen. So if you want to see all the pretty food pics, go to that one. But and then as far as my cooking classes, you can sign up to join me at cookingwithdrmonique.com. So that's cooking with DRMONIQUE.com.
Excellent. And y'all, for who's watching, I'll go back and post this. Um, how you can contact Dr. Monique, okay? But I did just put the Cooking with Dr. Monique in the chat. Hopefully that'll show up there. And then, of course, I'll post it. Well, I don't know. Do you have any extra final thoughts? We're getting ready towards the end of the show. I just can't thank you enough for giving me inspiration to make this dish at home, or at least to supervise Kazali when he's making it.
That's right. Delegate. It's called delegation. But no,
So,
I have enjoyed being. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I said I want you to head it on out.
Yes, I have enjoyed being here with you and your viewers. And as far as parting words, I would just say, don't be afraid to experiment. You know, what is the worst that can happen? Really, what is the worst that can happen? Short of a, fire or something, but as
Mhm.
far as you making something, you may just stumble upon something that is, you're like, oh my God, this is so good. I have to tell you, and don't be afraid to retry something. The first time I tried jackfruit, I didn't like it. I was at a food show, and it was a barbecue type thing, and it just had no taste. I didn't like the way it felt in my mouth. I have like texture issues. And that was about a year ago. And then, since then I kind of been doing some reading. I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it another try. I'm gonna make it. And now I love it. Same thing with my son. I had given him some quinoa. I like quinoa for breakfast because I don't like oatmeal again because of
Mhm.
texture issues. But I've started eating quinoa in the morning, and it is so good. And so I gave it to him. I do it with basically cinnamon, nutmeg, a little bit of vanilla, maple syrup. He didn't like that. He likes chocolate. Guess what I did? Put some chocolate in quinoa.
Oh,
He's
interesting.
he's asking for it by name now.
Wow.
So chocolate quinoa. And all these recipes will be in the cookbook too, by the way. I'm working on a cookbook. So if you join,
Ooh.
yes, yes. So if you join my newsletter, which you can do by going to cookingwithdrmonique.com, you join the newsletter, you'll stay up to date and let you know when the cookbook drops. But yeah, chocolate quinoa.
Oh,
So, quinoa is it's technically a seed, but we think of it more as a whole grain. But it is one of the true complete um, proteins because it has all the amino acids, and it's wonderful as far as so keeping you still feeling
wow.
full, all that good stuff. So I'm not going to go on and on, but yes. So don't be afraid to try something, and if you tried it and you didn't like it the first time, try it a different way. You just may like it.
That's a great point. And I can't wait to try the barbecue because I love barbecues. I mean, so making the own sauce, I don't think I've ever tried that before. I think that's a great idea because there's so many different things out there that you can make it a barbecue. And then when you start with your own sauce, I mean, really sky's the limit. It really is. So thank you
Yes,
for, and
be
same
like,
with the cabbage. I mean, I'm a
yeah.
big cabbage fan. I love coleslaw. I haven't tried pickled coleslaw before, so that's, I'm like, I really want to try that. 'Cause I mean, I love it.
Hmm.
I love
Yep.
cabbage. So this is
Pickled
just one more
cabbage. There
thing.
you go. Hmm.
Okay. Well,
Definitely.
thank y'all, everybody, for joining and watching me and the physician in the kitchen, Dr. Monique. I'm going to place how you can contact her in the chat. So please do get some education, get some fun recipes on her veganish journey, heading towards a plant-based lifestyle, which is excellent. It's very helpful and helpful. And I'm going to take us out. I am Dr. Dietrich Gorman, America's Relaxation Doctor, and I help those individuals stressed at work learn to relax and refocus in order to have a more healthy, productive, and fulfilled life. Thank you once again, and I will see y'all next week on another episode of Relax Well with Dr. Dietrich. Bye bye. Thanks, Dr. Monique. Bye.
Thank you.